it's Victoria from Fix Your Hips. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to do a plank. A plank is a really good exercise for strengthening up your abdominal muscles. If you have hip pain, you're trying to work the strength of the muscles around your hips. But if you've got weak abdominals, it's a really difficult thing to do to build those muscles up. If you imagine a washing line from A to B, a really soft, springy washing line, and you try and hang maybe a couple of kilos of bricks on that, it's going to bend. If you imagine a steel post and you try and hang a couple of kilos of bricks on that, it's going to give you stability. That's what we want to do with your abs. We want to give you that stability. Now, what I want you to do before you start looking at this video is I want you to go back, look at the standing postures video that I did a couple of weeks ago, and just have a look and see if you can relate to one of those standing postures. If you do, it's going to be much easier to spot the fault that you may potentially make, and that's something I'm going to be talking you through in the video. So go and get yourself some comfy clothes on and let's go. So this exercise is what I like to call a pre-plank exercise. So it's just going to start to get you used to doing the exercise, making sure that everything's in the right position. So you'll notice that my hands are underneath my shoulders, my elbows are soft, and my knees and my feet are on the floor. So as I come forward, I want you to be really aware of what's happening in your trunk area. If you had a look at the standing posture video that I did, you'll notice that if you are a back archer or you thrust your hips forward, you'll try and come into that position as you're doing this exercise. Also, if you're a bit of a hip hitcher, again, as you come forward, you'll try and hitch that hip up. So we need to get out of those postures when you're doing the exercise. What you might need to do is, as you're coming forward, you might need just to have a look and just see what's going on in those abdominals. So this exercise, you're going to just rock back gently, and then you're going to lengthen through your neck and come forwards into a nice straight position from your head all the way down to your knees. Now you can start to hold that position. That's where we're starting now to get into more of a plank-based exercise. So start with that rocking, and then as you feel more comfortable with that, you can start to lean forward and add in maybe a 5 or a 10-second hold. That can build up so that you're doing it to maybe 30 seconds up to a minute. Okay, so we've mastered the plank now with our knees down. The next step is to actually lift our legs off the floor. So just tuck your toes in, and then we're going to engage those abdominals, engage your glutes, and lengthen through your head all the way down to your feet. Remember to keep your elbows soft and really look at what's going on in that trunk. If your back's arching or your hips dropping, then you need to really engage those abdominals a little bit more. Also, we want to make sure that we're not hip hitching. So nice and straight in the abdominals, nice and even weight through left and right, okay? Now, this exercise you can start to hold, start with 10 seconds, build up to 15, 20, 30, up to a minute, but you need to make sure when you're doing it you don't have any back pain and you are able to keep that abdominal control. So this is another way that you can plank. If you find it a little bit hard on your wrists doing the long arm plank, then this is probably the plank for you. So again, I'm starting with my knees down, my elbows are underneath my shoulders and my abs are drawn in. Again, it's the same things you need to look out for. So hips dropping too far forward, an arched spine, or your hip hitching up. So again, just really controlling the abdominals and making sure you're holding it. 5, again, building up towards that minute. But the important thing with this is control. So lengthening through your head down to your knees, making sure you've got really good form. Okay, so we're now going to move into a full body plank. So again, you want to tuck your toes underneath, and we're going to just lift those legs off the floor, engaging the glutes, engaging the abs. Again, most important thing, what's going on in that trunk. And we're going to hold again up to a minute. But please make sure your form is good and you have no pain in your back. So this is just a couple of steps back from a plank, but it's a way that you can add that type of planking exercise into your exercise regime. So if you found that the steps I just previously went through gave you some back pain, or you really struggled not to fall into those bad postures, then this is a good step for you to try. So it's in kneeling, and you need to make sure that your knees are in line with your hips and you've got a nice, good, controlled pelvis. So you don't want your back to be arched or your hips to be leaning forwards or even in a tilt. You need to make sure that you've got even weight through left and right legs. You're going to put your hands against a wall, and you're going to engage those tummy muscles, and you're going to just lean forwards into this position. So you can start the exercise by doing more like a press up type exercise, where you're coming forwards into the wall and then you're pushing out with your hands. Again, it's all about form, so you want to be making sure that you're not arching back as you come backwards. So as you lean forwards, nice controlled abdominals, and as you come back, just making sure that you hold that nice plank position. Imagine you're a ladder leaning up against a wall. Then you can start to hold that position. So again, like a ladder, leaning against a wall, you want to keep your abdominals engaged, and you want to make sure you haven't got any of those poor pelvic postures. Again, you want to be aiming to maybe 5, 10, 20 seconds, build up to 30, aiming for a minute. Great work. Now you know how to plank with good form, so you can really start to work on building up those abdominals and supporting those hips. So we've got lots more content coming up. We're going to keep posting videos every week, so make sure to like, drop a comment and subscribe.